Hello, everyone. Hello, AG Bead fam. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's William here from Allegory Gallery, and I'm in my home office. I've been home a good chunk of today, which has been kind of nice. I've spent a lot of time with the fur babies, and they have liked that. But yeah, I've been doing some laser work today. Um, Trying to fulfill some orders with some of the laser stuff that we have to go out. I went grocery shopping, which is something that I desperately needed to do. I've been living on leftovers for the last few days, and so I really needed to, stock the fridge a little bit. We don't overly stock anything, but I needed my basics, like carrots and mushrooms and all those things, rice, pasta, kind of those things that a vegetarian might want. Um, so I went over to Aldi's today and did a semi-big shopping, big for us shopping trip, so that I could stock up. Andrew is still in New Jersey. He is at Peters Valley School of Craft, School of Art, Peters Valley School. Taking a class with Adam Atkinson for chasing and repoussé. So he's having a great time meeting some new friends and getting to explore that area, which is sounding like it's very different than our area in some ways. It's very out in the country, which some of the things here are too. We're kind of out in the country a little bit, but we're in town here. He's also, it's very, I guess, humid there and kind of swampy wet there, which here it is so dry. Our grass is nearly completely dead in our yard. We have a lot of brown grass. It's kind of coming up in clumps in some areas, which is not great. But that's what it looks like. And I would water it, but I don't like to waste the water doing that unless we absolutely have to. The grass will come back, or we'll reseed it in the fall. But I do hope we get some water here. We're supposed to get some rain, I think, on Wednesday, maybe. That was, as of yesterday, they were saying that. But it wasn't a lot that they were calling for. So we desperately need some rain here. It's been quite a while that we've been in the 90s, high 80s and 90s without rain. So I'm hoping I'm going to go out and do my rain dance soon, because it is the plants need it. Luckily, I guess, our flower beds are full mostly of wildflowers. We plant other things in there too, mostly the tulips and things and the daffodils and that come up in the spring. But our summer flowers that come up in the flower beds are generally wildflowers. Echinacea, we have some goldenrod and Queen Anne's lace and things that are more native to here. And they can survive with like no water, apparently. Like the coneflowers are blooming, the Queen Anne's lace looks good. So I think they have deeper root systems, and they're used to this this is their climate. So luckily our flower beds, while overgrown at this point, and they look even worse because the goldenrod hasn't really come out yet, and there's a lot of it, and so just a lot of green, looks like green weeds, which a lot of people do consider it a weed, but we think they're pretty flowers. So so that's mostly what's in our flower beds. So I think it's not too bad. If you don't like wild flower beds and you're our neighbors, I'm sorry. But we kind of like the wild flower beds and the wildflowers. El Dunde over on Instagram, thank you for joining us. Don't water, your grass has gone dormant from the heat. I don't, that dormant looks like dead. I don't know how you tell the difference, because literally I moved my hand over some of the grass and it just it just exposed the dirt. It came right out of the ground and exposed the dirt. It looks like part of our yard was set on fire or something. But yeah, I don't think I mean, watering is fine, but and some people do it. We are not going to be watering the lawn, using up more water than needs to be, because it's already very dry here. And while we're not in a drought kind of, conservation system right now, or setup, we still don't really want to use extra if we don't need to. Okay, let's see who's here with me. What AG Bead fam is here? Anne is here. Susie is here. Michelle is here. Thank you so much. Mary Ann is here. Norma's here. Amanda's here. Oh, Susan is here. Susie says, I'm loving what Andrew is showing that he is doing. Yeah, his stuff is coming out really good. And he seems like he's having a pretty good time, which I'm glad for. So yeah, because not all of his experiences have been good. Most of them have been very good, but every once in a while, and so he's still a little gun shy about one of his previous bad experiences. So I think he's still having a good time, though. The other day, apparently, they went to I don't know if I should be telling the story, but they went to a watering hole, like where you can go, and I guess it was this place that he said it wasn't much bigger than a hot tub, or a large hot tub, but it was under a waterfall, I guess. So the water was really cold, and everyone kind of got in, and kind of they made him dunk his head under the water, which he does not like to do generally. I don't know if he did it or not, but they were trying to do everybody under the water. But so he's even out and doing things like that, making friends, which is good, because that's the kind of stuff that he generally doesn't get to do or won't do around here. Michelle said, I saw Harry almost had a tornado. Oh my, I did not see that. I have been mostly off the internet all day because I've been working with the laser. I've been doing grocery shopping. I've been pricing and doing things for this live. Barnaby and I made a reel for this live to try and do a sneak peek. I don't know if any of y'all saw that. Reels sometimes take a few hours to catch on, and I usually tend to shy away from giving sneak peeks of what's on the live, because I don't know if y'all prefer a sneak peek. I don't know if it gets you like, ooh, I gotta go see that, or if it's like, oh, I don't want any of that. I'm not gonna want anything today. It's that double-edged sword when you're in business. Do you give a glimpse of what you're going to show, or is it better not to, right? Because if you give a glimpse and no one's interested in the glimpse you give, sometimes they don't tune into the whole thing. I only did 3 strands that I showed in the sneak peek, but we have 21 lots today. So I did 3, so there's still a lot more, but you never know how people react. So normally we shy away from doing sneak peeks like that, but I figured today I would try it. Facebook is really trying to get me to do the reels, and some of our reels have been kind of taking off a little bit, up in the 1,000 or 2,000, 3,000 watch area, which for us is a lot. I know there are some that are like 29,000 views or 1 million views. We don't get that. But for us, 1,000 to 3,000 views is pretty good. So I did that today. That took a little bit of time. Barnaby and I sat outside while we did that. And then he got to go out. I let him go out for a little bit of time while I was doing some emails and stuff today. We kind of sat in the yard together and just he was really good. He stayed in the yard for most of it where I could see him. And he didn't need too much supervision. He kind of laid under the blueberry bush, and I kind of sat in the shade in the yard, and I did some work, and he did some just relaxing, chillaxing outside. So that was nice. But how was your weekend, everybody? My weekend disappeared. I don't know, because I was in Johnstown at the store. I did a lot of stuff, but it kind of was a blur. It was a blur. I think my weekends sometimes are busier than my weekdays, but what is something that I did this weekend? I don't know. It's like that. It's one of those days. We had a few people come into the store. No big major sales or anything. I mostly did reels and publicity and put some things into the Facebook groups for Johnstown, letting people know we have classes again and making sure people know we're there. They say it takes 7 to 10 times for somebody to see something. Maybe it's even higher than that now. For somebody to see something before they react to it. So I'm trying to make sure that we're constantly being seen by people in the Johnstown groups on Facebook and anywhere we can kind of get that publicity. So we appreciate it when you all share and comment on our posts, because that raises it up and gives a little bit more publicity to us as well. Amanda says, it's been really rainy here, loud thunderstorms for a few hours today. Now it's sunny. Oh, I wish we could have thunderstorms for a few hours. That would be nice. Like easy, gentle rain, not like dumping rain down and then going away, because that never gets a chance to actually soak into the ground, right? Michelle says, it's just hot here, still in the 90s. Yeah, here too. Today was 93 and dry. A little bit windy though, and it's not been too humid here. That is what I will be very thankful for. I will send my gratitude out for the little bit of humidity. We have not had a lot of humidity, and that's been really nice. Amanda, some tornadoes over the weekend and this morning, but not too close to me. Well, that's good. Norma says, goldenrod is the Kentucky state flower. I love wild meadow-like flower beds. Yeah, like we love them too. Some people just think they're like weeds here, but they're really pretty, I think. Susie says, I love your flowers. I drive past slowly and look. Thank you. Thank you. Some of our bushes, like it's so dry. Even some of our bushes that never, like you would have to like dynamite these bushes to get rid of them, right? Like they come back, they propagate on their own. You cut them back and they grow like twice the size the next year. Even they are losing their leaves and starting to die off a little bit. So it's pretty dry. Marianne says, a weed is a plant in the wrong place. So if you want them there, they aren't weeds, right? Yeah. I want them there. I don't know if all my neighbors want them there, but I think it adds some diversity. Some of our neighbors are very well manicured with their lawns, like exceptionally well manicured. And I aspire to that at some point, but that is not me right now. So I grew up near fields by my house. I grew up with the goldenrods and the Queen Anne's lace and the ironweed and all those kind of wildflowers. And I love them. And honestly, I see more bees and butterflies and moths and even the wasps that carry pollen and nectar and things. I see more of those around our wildflowers than I do when we have, kind of annuals or kind of planted flowers, like, So I like having the bugs around for the most part. The Japanese beetles are trying to eat our grapes, but they're not doing as bad of a job this year as they have before. Sometimes they get really after them, but this year it doesn't seem like there are as many. And that might be because it's pretty dry too. I know they hatch out of the ground. I don't know what it takes for them to hatch out. I'm not sure. Sue says, I hope Harry is doing okay. I hope so too. I had no idea. I did not see that there was a tornado close. Norma says, we had our highest temperature so far, 97. That's crazy. Barbara's here. Hello, Barbara. Thanks for joining in. Sue says, I don't know what our high is, just too darn hot. Yes. I went running yesterday. That's something I did yesterday. I've been trying to work out a little bit more, so I went running. I've done a little bit of weightlifting just here at the house and with my resistance bands. But I went running yesterday and did the resistance bands on Saturday night, and it was hot. I think it was 86 when I went running, 84, 86, something like that. When I'm running, I don't really feel it though, which is good because you're running, you got the wind, and it's not been humid here really, so it's not too bad, and I stay hydrated. But I've been happy about that. And I've noticed just in the 2 days that I've done it, um, I feel stronger as far as like footing. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like I'm not somebody who's like terribly clumsy when I'm walking around or anything, but I've started to feel recently like I'm not, not quite balanced, a little bit off. Um, and after doing the kind of leg strengthening and training and running the last few days, I noticed that I felt much more stable. I don't know if that makes sense. And I was surprised that only after 2 days of doing it, I felt like that. So that was kind of, I'm one of those people that if I don't see some kind of progress pretty quickly, I start to get, I start to give up. I know that's not great. Um, it does take me a long time to get into something because of that, if I get into it at all. But uh, yeah, I noticed that right away. So I was like, oh, that's a good sign. That should keep me doing this for a while. So I might go out for a run after I'm done with the live here. If not, I'll be doing some more strength training. I'm going to try and trade off on days, or do maybe if I can get up in the morning, we'd go running in the morning and strength training at night. That would be the perfect thing if I could do that. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I did not successfully get up early today. I got up at my normal time. But I also stayed up until my normal time, so last night. So that was not great. I was trying to go to bed earlier, but I started watching this show. Is it Explosive or Exploding Kittens or Cats? Anyway, it's on Netflix. It's pretty cute and pretty funny in some ways. It has, I think, some good humor in it. But I don't know if any of you have seen that or not. But I got into watching it last night, and I stayed up too late doing that. So I think I'm on the last episode, or maybe I finished it and kind of fell asleep through it. I don't know. So I don't have much to go, so it shouldn't keep me up again tonight. Let's see here. Anne saw the reel. Oh, good. I'm glad you saw that. Susan says, I wouldn't like that dunking either if my hair and makeup were done. Yeah, don't go to the watering hole with your hair and makeup done, right? That's just asking for trouble there. Susan says, I need to see the reel. Yeah, I've been trying. I put the reel on the Facebook event, and then I also shared it on our Facebook timeline and our Instagram timeline. To try and get some interest in our lives. We generally, we have a steadfast group of people, and we appreciate it out there, our AGB fam who watches lives. But we would like to extend it a little bit. We want to extend the community, extend the family a little bit. So I'm trying to get more people interested in different ways. Most of the time, we just throw the event up there, and that's about all you hear about the lives. Unless you're watching the lives, and then we talk about the lives a lot, which is kind of preaching to the choir, right? So we're trying to do more in the way of notifying people that we do this every single weekday, pretty much every single weekday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. We go live. So trying to get that word out there that people can have fun with us and hang out with us and chit chat and get to know other makers, because you're not only meeting us, you are meeting other makers when you watch these lives. And we're not fancy. As you can see, my background, this is my office. I got the old 70s curtains on here. We are not fancy people. We invest our money into our business and trying to bring you the best things in the vintage category and new categories. So while other people may have all these fancy backdrops or fancy offices and fancy places to do all this, we would rather give you good prices and just hang out and be chill, not put on pretenses, and not we are who we are. When you hang out with us, you get to know us, we get to know you. I like to think we are no different in person than we are here on the lives, other than we might be quieter in person because we're actually pretty introverted, whereas the lives I can be a little bit more boisterous. But Other than that, we are who we are. And I think that's important to build the relationships with who you are. There are a lot of people out there who have a ton of followers, and their lives are shown for you, but they're not real. It's not real. When you meet them, they're completely different. They can put on a good act, and it looks good from the outside, but when you meet them, they're not the same people. We are the same people. This is it. I don't have the energy running a small business to be someone else. So um, hopefully we'll get the people who like to hang out with us, and we'll get more people learning that they can hang out with us pretty much every weekday, and just chill out and be ourselves, crazy as we all are sometimes, right? I know I am, and just kind of just enjoy everyone's company. Oh, let's see here. Michelle's getting ready to make a bunch of bracelets. I saw your design work. You posted in the Triers group. I did see that. It tells me more about my Triers group when I'm signed into me or Allegory than it does when I'm in my William Tries things. I don't know. It's so crazy. But yeah, I did see those, and they looked really good. Suzanne is here. I was wondering if you were going to be here or not. I was waiting to see how the cataract surgery went. Had it today. My schedule's messed up. Hi, everyone. Hopefully it went well. I know sometimes you don't know right away. Sometimes it's not for a few days or so until things settle a little bit. Yes, Amanda asking Marianne, how was your community barbecue? Did you meet any neighbors of note, right? Did we meet Mr. Song, Mr. Friday Night? Sue says, we're getting to the really hot part of summer, everyone, so Christmas sounds delicious, right? Christmas in July, I think it was Marianne saying that. Yes, Christmas in July sounds great. Amanda had torrential downpours Friday, Sunday, and today. Torrential downpours, not great. Nice rainstorm, lovely, right? Suzanne's 109 with the heat index. No, thank you. Marianne says no neighbors of note. We were waiting to hear. We were waiting to hear. Suzanne says yes, thank you. Good. Anne says we had more flooding. We had more flooding over the weekend. Y'all, some people are getting too much water, and we here are not getting enough. I don't know what's going on across the country. Crazy. Oh, it was employees mostly, said Marianne. Okay. Showers on Saturday to today. Heat warning for the rest of the week. Amanda says, goldenrod and Queen Anne's lace are gorgeous. I had stickers of them. Yeah, they are. They're really pretty flowers, I think. And ironweed is super pretty. Ironweed, if you don't know, I think that's the name of it, the common name anyway. It's this beautiful, deep purple flower. I love it, and I'm waiting for it to come out. We don't usually get a lot of them around our house, though. They used to be in the fields where I grew up. I would love to find some ironweed and try and transplant it, though. I would love that. Nothing is manicured around my house. That's the way we are. We are not. I'm lucky if I get the grass mowed, and I have not been mowing the grass. We're getting some of the I want to say lantana, but that's not it. I'm blanking on it. Anyway, we're getting some of the I don't want to call them weeds in our yard. They are kind of weeds. But some of the things are getting really tall, like wispy. They get those little wispy with the seed head on the top. And we're getting a lot of those popping up. Why can't I think of the name? It's making me crazy. Probably somebody's commenting down below. You can even mash it up and make a salve out of it. I think it starts with an L. Anyway, but I don't want to mow them down. We have a bunch of them at the cottage. our yard looks like it's full of them, but the grass is like not growing. So I don't want to mow everything down, even though I should. I hope my neighbors over at the cottage don't mind. But if I mow those, then I'm going to burn out the grass because I'm cutting it even shorter. So it's hard. It's hard. Anne says, my parents were master gardeners. They had no grass, just bark, so they didn't have to mow. They had a variety of plants, including interesting things like ornamental grasses. It looked like a park. That's beautiful. When people can do that and they can maintain that, it would get very out of control very quickly if that were us. I kind of dream of that, though. Suzanne says, you all, our friend Nancy, can use your positive energy. Oh boy, I thought she was doing better. What's going on? I haven't seen. I know she had COVID, you had said, and she had popped on when she had it and said she was feeling better, but don't know what's going on there, but we'll send her some good energy. Harry posted about 30 minutes ago that the storm passed. He showed the cats are safe. Oh, good. Good, good, good. Amanda can't wait for Thursday. Forecast is going to be 72. Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. We have a lot of people popping up on Instagram. If you're out there on Instagram, please say hi. Say hi. Type hi in those comments. Let me know you're here. It tells me you're here, but I don't actually know if people stay and hang around or if they just pop on and then close the window down. Because I know Instagram, sometimes I accidentally tap because they tell you somebody's live, and you just tap that. And then you go in and it tells them that you're there, but then you close it out. Because you're like, I'm not really supposed to be there. I'm not really planning to watch that. Rustic Rhapsody is there. Thank you so much for waving hi. Thanks for joining us out there. Welcome. We have some Czech Glass today. We're going to show you some new Czech Glass. I have 21 lots tonight. Normally we try and do like 30, but this is brand new stuff. Just arrived today. The package arrived today. And we had ordered 21 lots. A lot of you have been asking for Czech Glass cats, so we got some. A lot of you have been asking for Czech Glass lasered Czech Glass, laser Czech Glass. We've got some. We've got some table cut Czech Glass. We have some other designs. We have some like little starbursts. They're gonna be nice. You're gonna like them, I think. So stay tuned. That's coming up soon. Let's see. Exploding Kittens. I like that cartoonist. Yeah, I did too. And the show, I wasn't sure about the show, and it's not something that Andrew's gonna watch generally. A comedy, you gonna watch that? No, generally not. So when he goes away, I watch the shows that that he's probably not gonna watch with me. And so I started watching that, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Michelle says, I fall asleep to Vikings a lot. I have to keep going back episodes to watch. That happens to me all the time. Amanda says, I like your 70s curtains. Thanks. I actually, they're in good shape. They have held up for many, many, many decades, apparently. But yeah, I don't mind them myself. I sometimes I think about replacing these, and then I'm like, but I'm going to replace them probably with something that's going to fall apart in a year or two, and these have been like here for forever. Sue says, I like you keep it real. I don't like anyone here. I don't think anyone here is fussy, fancy folk, right? Yeah, it's okay if you are. You're welcome too, but you can still be fussy and fancy and be real, right? Maybe that's who you are. That's okay too. Marianne's not fancy, but maybe fussy. That's funny. Michelle, or could afford to be, right? Well, fussy, but not. Sue says, well, fussy, but not about the things fancy folk generally care about. Yeah. I would like everything. Sometimes I would like us to have like better backdrops and all that stuff. Like that stuff that makes other people look and be like, that's not homegrown. They're like a real business. But I'd rather spend money on buying beads for y'all than redesigning the office and redoing the office to look pretty for a live, right? We'd rather invest in that inventory and get nice things out to you all. Hey, Sandra, thanks for joining us. We are fussy about our beads, but not about decor, right? That's right. Beads are what's important. Marianne says, but you started early on Friday. Yes, but I did warn everybody. I put that up early so people would know I was going early. Got to look at the timestamps on those events, right? Yes, I did go early on Friday because I had a meeting, well, a hangout. That was the Christmas in July thing on Friday that they did at the Russell House in Johnstown. And the Russell House is the headquarters for the Moxham Renaissance nonprofit group. And they are a group of people that is trying to make Moxham, which is the kind of neighborhood we are in Johnstown, in the bigger city. The little neighborhood is called Moxham. And it has gotten a bad rap over the last, 10, 15, 20 years. And so they are really trying to, breathe new life into Moxham. They're also breathing new life into the board of the nonprofit. And they are trying to get some younger-ish people on the board, as well as having some of the older members on the board so that there's a nice mix. Sometimes when people live in a place for too long, they sometimes have a hard time seeing the potential of a place. And I think that's what kind of has happened. A lot of people that you talk to in Johnstown who have lived there most of their lives, as soon as you mention the word Moxham, they're like, why would you ever even step foot or be within 10 miles of Moxham? It's kind of that thing. And if any of you have seen our videos and or come to visit us, you can see Moxham is not that bad. It's not that bad at all. It's been pretty nice, and we've had a really good time there, and it really does feel like a great little neighborhood. And so the Moxham Renaissance group is trying their best to spread that word and invite people in. So they had Christmas in July, and that was at the Moxham, that was hosted by the Moxham Renaissance at the Russell House. And there was ice cream there, and they had food there, and tents were out, and there were games there. And it was really just it was a free event. You paid for food and ice cream if you wanted that yourself, but it was a free event to attend. You didn't have to pay tickets to get in. And it was just to try to welcome people in and get people to realize that you can visit Moxham and it's not that bad, right? It's certainly, from what we've seen, no worse than any other part that we've been to in Johnstown, and maybe even better than some. So I think it's a really great little neighborhood, and we're happy to be there. And so I went over to kind of meet people. I met some people on the board, and got some ice cream, and just trying to share the news that Moxham is different than what many people imagine it to be. So that's why I started early on Friday, because I wanted to make sure I got over there for that. Okay. Amanda says, I looked up ironweed. Yes, that's gorgeous too. I didn't know what they were called. Yeah, it's a good one. Susan says, years ago we found spiderwort growing in our alley and transplanted it into our perennial bed. It got huge this year. Nice. I don't actually know. I know of spiderwort, but I don't know what it actually looks like. Suzanne says, she was but took a bad turn, went to the ER, but now is home. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize Nancy was in the ER. That's no good. I'm glad she's home. I'll send her some good energy. Let's see here. ER could not do that much for her. Yeah, depending on what it is, there are only certain things, I guess. I don't know. Every case of COVID seems to be so different. Susan says, always a great day when Czech Glass is on deck, right? I think so too. Suzanne says, I'm fussy about my coffee. I'm kind of. Andrew's more fussy, I think, sometimes. As long as mine is decaf and it tastes all right, I usually cover it in some mocha. I usually have a mocha, so I barely taste the coffee. So I guess I'm not that fussy. I used to be fussy about my coffee. When I drank real like caffeinated coffee, I did kind of have my favorites, and I was more fussy about it. But now that it's mostly slathered with chocolate and sometimes peppermint, no problem. Michelle says, I like how your setup is. It's comfortable, cozy, and you want to be here. It's not cold and distant. Thank you. Thank you. Susan, some of the things certain Instagram influencers post are just too pretentious. There's a place for all of that, right? My thing is, if that's who you are, great, right? If you are into the high-end stuff and that's what you surround yourself with, and that's who you are, as long as you're genuine, I'm fine with that, right? And I don't want to talk down on anyone like that, because that's who they are. That's great. We're more casual. I think that's great too. I just don't like when you meet people and they have one persona online that they show to people, whether it's for sales or influence or followers, whatever it is. And they either pretend like they're more like one of y'all, right? Or like their followers, or they try to lead by example by being someone they're not. And then you find out when you meet them that they're totally different. That's what I don't like. And that's happened a few times. And I don't have time for that. I don't have the capacity to care about people who are not true to who they are, right? And I know we all, like, I'm not completely true to who I am because I don't know who I am, right? That's one of those things. Growing up, gay or queer, when we did, it was one of those things that you covered a lot of yourself to make yourself more generally acceptable and presentable. So there are a lot of layers I'm unpeeling, but I try to be very, open about the process, and I try to be who I am in that moment at any point in time, although that can change, right? So I get it, but it's when you're purposefully putting on that facade, when you get behind a camera, right? And that doesn't sit well with me. Marion says, but I was at a barbecue eating and playing bingo. I didn't win. I don't usually win in bingo either. I've played bingo a few times. I was not good at it. I'm trying to think who did win. My mom, Andrew, and I went. I don't know if Andrew won or my mom won. I don't think I did. Let's see here. People say the same thing about my neck of the woods, like where you live. Yeah. Is Johnstown also called Moxham, like where I live, Santa Clarita, Canyon County? No. Moxham is a neighborhood inside of Johnstown. Johnstown is the big, and Moxham is the little inside. So there's like Brownstown and Westmont and the East End and Moxham and Roxbury, and there are all these mini neighborhoods within Johnstown. And so Moxham is one of the mini neighborhoods. So they would never call Johnstown Moxham, but you would call Moxham Johnstown. So that's one of those things. Like, we say sometimes, like I sometimes say Allegory Gallery in Moxham. That's mostly to tell the locals where in Johnstown we are. And when I'm doing a bigger push for, if I'm talking to Johnstown people, I will often say Allegory Gallery in Moxham. If I'm talking to the world, I will say Allegory Gallery in Johnstown. Spiderwort has purple flowers. Nice. Marianne's definitely fussy about coffee too. Michelle says, I don't like regular coffee, so for me, coffee is a treat, and I only like mocha coffee. Yeah, I used to like regular coffee. Like, I liked coffee because it gave you that boost of energy, right? And I kind of like the taste of it, but I just feel like drinking decaf coffee. I don't know. I just will not brew a pot of decaf coffee to drink just plain coffee. I just won't do it. Plus, I just drink so much water. That's mainly what I live on, is juice water. So, water with a little bit of flavoring with juice. I don't drink a lot. Like, a coffee is kind of a treat for me now, whereas it used to be a daily thing. It's now one of those things that it's kind of like an extra treat. It's like, having ice cream sometimes when, not everyone eats ice cream every day. Some people do. I don't. So ice cream's a treat once in a while, or a dessert. That's kind of what coffee is for me. Marianne's sending good vibes for Nancy. Thank you. Marianne says, we have many, many neighborhoods too. I live in Beaumaris. I'm guessing Beaumaris. How many people does Johnstown have? Asked Susan. You know what? I don't know. Let's find out. How about it? That's the population of Johnstown. 17,809 people. That's in 2024. Apparently, that's down from about 18,500 in 2020, is what it says. So, just about 18,000 people, which seems low to me, but that's what they're saying online. So there you go. Suzanne says, regular black coffee for me. I used to do that, right? Marion says, I do like mocha as a treat coffee. That's right. Beaumaris. Huh. Beaumaris. Okay. Susan says, we have different neighborhoods too, especially the city of St. Louis. Yes. Yeah. So, sorry, I was just reading. Johnstown is the largest city in Cambria County, Pennsylvania. Population of, that was 18,411 in 2020, down to 17,809 in 2024. There you go. Michelle says, yes, we live in the mini city. So, yeah, New Orleans has a lot of different neighborhoods. I'm uptown near University. Yeah, I think most cities have small neighborhoods, right? I think that's generally the way it works. I know that's the way it is in Pittsburgh. Johnstown has it. I think most cities break it up into neighborhoods just to make it easier. When you say where you're from, I'm going to say Grove Avenue. People are going to be like, where is, you don't know how many people who live in Johnstown have no idea where Grove Avenue is. So when we say Moxham, then that's the shock sometimes. Whereas other people are like, oh, I've been there. It's a nice little place. Just depends if you've been there recently or not, right? But I think it's easier to break up a city that way. Anyway, yeah. Well, it's been like 50 minutes. I've been chatting a lot. So let's turn this camera around and let's look at some Czech Glass. Now I'm going to go over the rules here with you before I turn the camera around. Normally I turn the camera around first, but then you're staring at nothing for a while. So if you would like to purchase, I've had this scrolling down here along the bottom this whole time, just so y'all can see that, and in case you're new. But to purchase from this video, I'm going to put a slip of paper down that has the lot number the price and how many of those things are available. Here's a hint. There's 3 strands of every single thing I'm showing you tonight. That's it. 3 strands. Once those 3 are sold out, no more. So you'll take down the lot number I give you. You can put that in the subject line of an email. That makes it the easiest. Most emails don't need a body to send, but if you don't put it in a subject line, most email clients will say, "Hey, you sure you want to send this? It doesn't have a subject." But if you put a subject in and you leave it nothing else in the body of the email, it'll go right through most of the time. So put the lot number in the subject line, address it to info@allegorygallery.com. That's both here and scrolling right down here. Maybe it's going this way right now. I don't know. I'm backwards. So put that in the subject line, address it to info@allegorygallery.com, and then hit send. It's first come, first serve. We do not take claims in the comment sections because we have these comments going on YouTube and on Facebook and on Instagram. And being first come, first serve, those comments aren't generally time-stamped most of the time, at least not in an easy to figure out way. And Instagram's comments, they just go away. They go completely away once the live ends because you have to delete the live and there's no history of it. So we only take emails. Makes it super easy to know who got what and when things sell out. I will try and keep you apprised if things are selling out as we go along. I don't know if these are going to be popular or not. We'll see. I hope so. I hope people like them. If you like them, we can get more like this down the road as well. Let me get my email set up here. We can bring in different stuff from our supplier like these if you like them. Okay, let's see here. Where am I at? Let me get to this inbox. Check my junk mail. We're going to start up here with junk and go to here. Okay, here's where we're starting. All right. Let's see here. Student says we're in the 3rd ward of University City, which is just over the border from St. Louis proper. Moxham is, we have wards too. And I can't remember if we're the 18th ward, 17th ward, 13th ward. I can't remember what we are. I don't know. But Johnstown is separated like that too. But I don't know what all that means or how that's actually all divided yet. I have not gotten into all that. Marion says we also have wards for voting purposes, all with indigenous names, as the city is built in Treaty 6 territory. Nice. Student says it gets very complicated here. It's an old city with lots of history. I bet. All right. So y'all know how to claim. Y'all know what you're doing, right? Right? Let's look at some Czech Glass. If you have questions as we go along, please just feel free to ask. Y'all know that. Know that now. I just told you, right? Don't hesitate to ask. And I'm back. I was saying, if you have any questions, we're happy to answer questions when we can, so please don't hesitate to ask. My camera went out as it flipped cameras. I don't know why. All right. Here we go. So this lot number, NG, new glass. That's what I used. I don't know if we've used that one recently. So NG1, $9 for the strand. These are laser etched Czech Glass cats. This is the strand. These are about 4.5-inch strands. This is about 12 millimeters, 11.5 by 18.5. NG1. So NG1 is the lot number. You would put that in the subject line, address it to info@allegorygallery.com, and hit send. The price on these is $9 each, and there are 3 strands available. That's what the tags mean if you're new. If you're old to us, you're part of the AG bead fam already, you know that. So these are beautiful, laser etched. We had a lot of people asking us for laser etched things, laser etched Czech glass in particular. So we brought some in for you. NG1. And yeah, I think these prices are really good. I know in some ways, some of these prices may be a little shocked because we're used to our vintage glass where we have like super good prices on them. But this is the normal going rate for Czech glass right now, especially things like the laser etched. Generally, they're a little bit more. Susan says laser etched is cool. I know you've been looking for some for sure. All right. NG2. NG2 are these little beautiful little kind of starbursts. I love these. These ones are clear with a gold finish in the little rays there. These are only $4 a strand. They're about 6.5-inch strands. And we're at about 11 by 13.5 millimeters. Amanda says those cats are nice. I love them. Remember, there's only 3 strands of everything available. One of the NG ones have sold so far. Thank you so much. NG2 is pretty, says Marianne, right? It's a really good price, $4. That's like old time pricing. $4? Crazy. For brand new, these are new. These are not these are newly imported, new things. These are not vintage. These are not from our vintage collection. We just brought these in for y'all. NG3. Here are these starbursts again, but in this beautiful blue color with the copper. NG3, these are $4 for the strand. What? Same size as the previous ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 beads on there. Should be around 6.5 inches. Yeah. 12 beads. Beautiful color. NG3. $4. $4. Modern Czech glass. New. No vintage stuff today. Susan says, I've never seen this type of starburst design before. I know, right? We try and bring you stuff that we don't see a lot of. You know that. Even when it's new, we try and bring you like new to you, new to us. You don't. I've not seen that around much either. So get ready to do your design work with some of those, right? Because other people are not going to have them. Now, here's some more laser etched. Anybody need some skull and crossbones? You can see Andrew did the ordering on these. You can see he's preparing for Halloween as this show goes on. Fall and Halloween, I think you're going to start to see the pattern kind of happening. So we want to make sure we're ahead of that curve, right? Because sometimes we're like, oh, Halloween's next week. Here's our Halloween stuff. We're trying to be better about that this year. Now that we've kind of gotten the store open and we're kind of got our feet under us. So these are $9, and these are 10 millimeter squares. 10 millimeter squares, skull and crossbones, laser etched, NG4, $9 for the strand. This is just about a 5-inch strand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 beads on that one as well. Laser etched skull and crossbones. NG4. So far, one of NG1, one of NG2, and one of NG4 have sold. Thank you so much. All right. NG5. This is some beautiful table cut drops in this beautiful blue, like almost like a lapis blue. It's got that Picasso finish on the edge. You see that? I love table cut. So these are beautiful blue. Let me see if I shut this light off. Is it easier to see? Sometimes the light is too much. That might actually be easier to see that Picasso finish on there. Or maybe it's just because I tilted them the other way. It was easier to see. This is NG5. Beautiful table cut drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With light is better, okay. 12.5 by about 18, just about 18 millimeters on those. Beautiful drops. 3 strands available, NG5. Another of NG4 is sold, and one of NG5 so far has sold. Let me check my junk mail. So far, nobody's going to junk. I think maybe we figured that out. Maybe we've gotten people to not be going, at least our regulars, not going into the junk. Susan says that's appreciated. Certain Halloween things can be done all year, but I keep the black and orange things for October, right? Yeah, I'm trying to be ahead of things a little bit. Speaking of orange, see that? See that segue? How about some orange cat heads? Orange cat heads. NG6, $8 a strand. Bright orange cat heads. Those cats, they look like they're having a rough day. They look like they are disappointed in you. That's so fun. I'm cracking myself up because I just noticed that. I'm just like, they look very disappointed in you. It's so funny. Anyway, NG6. Who doesn't love jewelry that makes it look like they're disappointed in you, right? 12.5 millimeters by about 11. Mary says, unhappy cat. I don't know if they're unhappy. They look, that looks like, that's the kind of frown that my grandmother used to give when she was disappointed in something. Disappointment. Very cute, though. I think they're very cute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 beads on there, too. And it says, like you said, keeping it real, I feel cats are often disappointed in us, right? That's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's probably not the way to sell these, as being like, oh, they look like they're disappointed in you, but that's what that looks like. And that's what cats are, right? That's the way it is in cat world. NG6. NG6, $8 per strand, 3 strands available. All right. NG7. Ooh, I like these a lot. I like these a lot. Mermaids. Mermaids, laser etched, Czech glass. They have an AB kind of finish. It's a kind of blue green reflection. Susan says, especially when meals and snacks aren't happening fast enough for them. Kids, this isn't food on demand, right? Yeah, the girls have been bad about jumping on the counters lately. And when I'm making the food, if it's a little bit later than it should be, they like to jump on the counter like they need to run to that plate and eat it right away. And so we've had to have some talks about being on the counter and how that's not great. So this is NG7. These are the mermaids. Who doesn't love a mermaid, right? 12 millimeters by about 18 and a half. And there are 6 beads on the strand. NG7, $9 for the strand. 3 strands available. And says Daniel Tiger does this weird thing where he sits by the litter and looks at me very disappointed like I haven't cleaned it. Then I check all the litter boxes and they're all clean. Yeah. It's like just making you make sure, right? Just making you make sure. It says did you double check those, Mama? Did you double check those? I know. Yeah. Since I've had those chats too, William, but they still don't listen. I know. They're not very good at listening sometimes. Seif meows at me to fill the bowl, and the boys have to wait until she has her morning snack. So these are the kittens. They are kind of two-sided, where the back is just kind of the back. They have a little bit of detail there, but the front gives you the faces and the little paws and the curled up tail. There's the back again. And they're in this beautiful kind of brown and kind of ambery. I don't know. I like these. This is NG8, $12 a strand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cats on there. Really beautifully detailed. Hoping you can see those. There you go. Susan says these cats may have been part of a kit last year. I don't remember these, but I'm not going to say that that's impossible. We do sometimes use this vendor of ours for kit stuff, but I don't remember these ones. NG8, $12. 3 of them available. Well, down to 2 of them available. Thank you so much. NG9. Here's some more of these beautiful table cut beads, this time in black. This time in black with the Picasso edge. Now you can really see that Picasso edge on these ones, right? Look at how beautiful those are. Who doesn't love the Picasso finish? And I love a good table cut bead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those on there. Beautiful black. $8 a strand. NG9. 3 strands available. I think that's really pretty. Those make great earrings on their own. Right there. Boom, boom. Maybe add some gold to them. Gold ear wires, maybe. I don't know why I'm on a gold kick lately. I never used to like gold. I always used to say I hate gold. And lately, I've been on a gold kick. Wanting gold with everything. So maybe some gold ear wires, maybe a gold drop at the bottom or something. Or maybe just a bald head pin. And you've got a pair of earrings that you could definitely sell for $8 and make your money up, right? NG9. Classic black with that Picasso. Susan says, I like the mixed metal look. Me too. I really like the mixed metal look. And normally when I'm dressing up to go somewhere, when we have an event or something and I dress up, my jewelry is always mixed metals. My rings will be something, could be brass, could be silver. My brooch is going to be something else. You know, my necklace will be something else. I don't worry about matching all that stuff when I accessorize. And I think that's fun. I don't think you have to worry about that. If you're not fussy, right, and fancy, you don't have to worry about that. You just do what you want to do. Here are these. Look at these. Aren't they beautiful? These have the black instead of the copper or gold that we've seen on this beautiful blue. So the starbursts are in black with a beautiful blue glass, light blue. NG10, only $4 a strand. Very nice shape. One we don't see a lot. Marion says, ooh, very Art Deco. Very nice shape. Amanda says, I love mixed metals too. Yeah, why not, right? NG10, only $4 a strand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 of them on there too. 1 strand sold, 2 strands still available. $4 each only. Okay. I have a little giveaway, y'all. Let's take a moment in here to do a giveaway. Now, in order to get this giveaway, you have to have ordered something at this event because we are not going to pay shipping just for the giveaway. And this is a little giveaway. It's a little, you got some butterflies in there. You got a Czech Glass shell. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Got that in there. You got some table cut. You got some of these that look like beach balls, these melons. Very beachy theme here. Very spring kind of floral theme. How about, you know, there's always a question that comes with this. And the first person to answer it that pops up on my comments, I'm not going to go by what happens to y'all, on my comments, what is the name of the organization in Johnstown that hosted the Christmas in July at the Russell House that I went to on Friday? And the first person to answer that with the correct name of the organization wins this. Again, you have to have made an order tonight or have an outstanding order with us that we can include this in for shipping. All right. If you want this, maybe nobody wants it. I think these are really great. Let me show you again what all this is. Little giveaway for y'all. A little mix and match. I'll give a few more minutes. Well, seconds. Norma says the Russell House. No, that's the location. But what's the organization that hosted it at the Russell House? And the organization that is based in the Russell House? How much were you all paying attention? Right? It's like, oh, did you pay attention in class today? Susan got it, the Moxham Renaissance. Thank you. That's it. So Susan wins this little giveaway. I'm going to put your name on it right now. You get it. Thank you so much. Moxham Renaissance. And you spelled Moxham right, too. A lot of people leave out the H. Put these back in here. They're in this tiny little bag. And that goes to you. All right. This is apparently not. You're not paying attention? Is that what you mean? Apparently not. All right. Next up. Ooh, I love these ones. NG11. Look at these skulls. Laser etched Czech Glass skulls. Great for Halloween. Great for any time, right? Who doesn't like to wear some skull jewelry sometimes? Know anybody in their goth phase right now? That'd be pretty cool. Holographic laser etched Czech Glass. $9 a strand. We've got that. Look at that color. Susan said the Russell House looks so beautiful. Yeah, I didn't even go in. I should have gone in, but I was out chatting with people so much that I didn't actually go in to see the inside of the Russell House. So I need to do that. Suzanne says I wear skulls year round, right? Andrew used to have a website that just sold skulls, and he did okay with it year round. So this is NG11 laser etched skulls, $9 a strand. Sandra says, congrats, Susan. All right. NG12. NG12 is another strand of these beauties. These are kind of, can you see that glass? It's kind of like an ambery glass. It's got some dark spots, some light spots. It looks like amber, and then it has the gold rays. Rays of starlight, sunburst, starburst. NG12, $5 a strand. I love these because I love that beautiful glass that they used on these, or used for these. And then they did that etching, and then they put that gold in there. NG12, $5 a strand. 3 strands available. And there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 beads on the strand. Ooh, I get a little bit, sometimes I get, I just get to staring at stuff. Like that glass. That glass is really pretty. Staring at my own stock, right? Staring at my own stock. All right. Okay, next up, NG13. For some people, like Marianne, right? But it's pink. Beautiful pink glass with that Picasso edge. I like pink. It goes with a lot of different things. NG13. I love like pink and gray together, pink and gold together. I think this would go really well with some gold. That Picasso edge, I think, lends to that. And I like how the glass on this is also kind of almost like that shampoo-y effect. It's just a really lovely, it's slightly patterned. It's not a pastel baby pink though, right, Susan? That's what Susan said. That's true. It is not. No, it's not like that in-your-face pink. It's a little more subdued than that. It's a little more subdued than that. These are $9 for the strand. Too pastel-ish for me, says Marianne, right? Let me, I want to show you. Let's see here. Where are you? This was NG9, and this is the black. And so, don't they look really nice together? I think that looks really nice together. Black with that pink. Suzanne says pink is the new Halloween color. Good. I like pink. I'm ready for it. That'll help me like Halloween maybe even more. I'm trying to like Halloween more. I'm trying to get more in the spirit. When I was young, I think like most people in school, you had to dress up for Halloween. And I think I got to a point where I think one of the reasons I don't like Halloween or didn't like Halloween is because most of my life, being a closeted gay kid, most of my life was putting on a mask and a costume every day of my life. Like, I did not wear the clothes necessarily that I wanted to wear. I did not do the things or the style of things that I wanted to be styled as. And so I think putting on yet another costume, or it just became a lot. And so as I grow and change and figure out some of these things, I'm starting to figure out what some of my hang-ups were and why. And I'm coming around to Halloween a bit more. Anne says, yes, black and pink table cut look great together. Imagine a necklace of those combined with a little black dress, right? Maybe put some pearls in between even, add some pearls in there. It might be getting to be too much, but if you get the right pearl, maybe a peacock pearl that had some of that pink flash to it, that could be really pretty, I think. These are opaque. They're not the translucent glass. These are opaque, and they are gold. Opaque, gold, beautiful little bursts of sunshine. Only $7 for the strand. NG14. Susan says pink is great for Halloween along with purple and fuchsia. Fuchsia. Look at those. These, I love these. I love these. Marianne is probably rolling her eyes. Not looking forward to the pink in Halloween, right? NG14, $7 a strand. All right, we're going to 21 again today, just in case you missed that. We're at NG15 right now. These are some of my favorite of this lot. These little nuggets, they've got an AB finish on one ish. It kind of spills over onto another one here and there. But one of the sides has a definite AB rainbow on it. And these are just so good. Like, I love these so much. They're twisted slightly. Sandra says, oh, I love pearls. I know, right? Who doesn't love a pearl? It's gotta be crazy. At least the good pearls we get, right? Marianne's sticking with green, purple, orange, black, and yellow. You got a lot of colors to stick with, right? You pass up this pink fad, right, Marianne? Wait till that fad goes away. This is NG15. Look at those. I love these so much. They just look good. They look kind of old. They look kind of new. That I don't know. I can see this with a lot of different things, even by themselves. They would look great by themselves. They would look great if you just added like one in a bracelet of gemstones. Maybe you have like some 7mm or 6mm rounds and you're doing a bracelet. Just pop one of those in there as a little bit of a difference or a counterbalance with the weight of the toggle. I could even see this as just one on a very small chain as a pendant. I think that would be beautiful. I think these are really nice. NG15, $7. Marianne's not a trend follower. I don't know. Sometimes I'm a trend follower, I feel like. Sometimes I feel like I have to be, but sometimes I've been waiting for that trend, right? You ever have a trend where you were just waiting for it so long and you're like, finally, it's here. My trend is here. And then it gives you the excuse to do what you've wanted to do without being crazy or looking crazy. I don't think people should worry about looking crazy sometimes, though. I worry about it because I'm very self-conscious, but I wish I weren't so much. And as I get older, I'm worrying less and less. I'm like, when do you get to the age when everyone just says, I don't care, I'm doing this for me? I'm looking forward to that. Michelle says, I just do what I want. That's good. I'm not there yet. I'd like to be there. It's going to be a whole different William when I'm there. Well, not whole different, but maybe semi-vastly different. NG16, these beautiful winter trees, or spring trees, but they look like they're fall colors, right? NG16, $6. Marianne says, for some people, never. Don't tell me that. I want it to happen. I'm waiting for it to happen. NG16. I love these because I love red. And I love this kind of blue finish on a lot of these. You get that blue color. But these are the laser etched. I'm going to call them winter trees. They kind of look like winter trees, fall trees. Love those. And these ones are, it's been a while, 10.5 by about 15.5. Student says, I cared when I worked my office job, not so much now. Sandra says, good for you, Susan, right? Yeah, I wish I cared less. I've lived my whole life. I was going to make a post about this, and I still might, but I've kind of lived my whole life based on what I think other people expect me to dress like and act like and be like, because I've tried to fit in so much so that I didn't stand out so much. And so I'm trying as an adult and as a business owner to evolve more back into, not being worried about, covering up stuff as much. I had to cover up a lot growing up, being gay in the country and where I grew up. So trying to get past that. NG17 are these cats again, but in a different finish. This time, look at that coppery goodness on those. They're kind of like a gray / maybe periwinkle almost color. I love these. I think you can see the details more in these ones than the previous ones. I don't know which I like better. These are NG17, $11, 3 strands available. Student says, one boss at my old job said I didn't make it enough effort to fit and follow the crowd. Screw that. Yeah, that's, I guess it depends. It might matter depending on the job you have, right? Like when I sold clothing, I felt like I had to kind of follow the trends of clothing more so that people, especially in New York, so that people who bought the clothing from me believed that I had a clue what was going on, right? Otherwise, maybe they wouldn't buy from me if they didn't think that I knew what I was talking about. So in some jobs, I can see that as being, almost necessary, especially in things like sales sometimes. But most office work, I don't think that should be a thing to worry about, right? Michelle says, my problem is I should probably care what some people think, but I just really don't. If they don't like me for who I am, then they are a waste of time. Susan says, I agree with that, Michelle. See, I wish I could agree with that. I mean, I do agree with that, but I wish I could get out of my head about that, right? I want everyone to like me all the time, and that's a hard thing. That's a hard thing. Most people do like me when they get to know me, but it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort on my end. So I'm trying to drop that a little bit, and not have to worry about that so much. And says the strength of a workplace is the variety of the workforce to promote creativity that you won't get with everyone following the crowd. It is also equitable to welcome and value differences, right? I agree with that 100%. I like people to be who they are. And, that's the funny thing is a lot of times, I won't say that I'm not who I am, but I live under this persona of, years and years and years and years of being this way. So it feels disingenuous sometimes. And I'm the first person to say, I just want people to be who they are. So it's so weird that I feel like I should need to do that. Sandra says, I got sent home from work one day because they didn't like the color of pants. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Susan says, yes, fashion sells. That does make sense. Yeah, I think so. You have to kind of follow the trends more. I mean, you can still do it in your own way, I think. And if you are very, like, I was pretty creative a lot of times with my clothes. So people sometimes didn't always know if I was following the trend or if I was ahead of the trend or if I knew something they didn't. Or, I think as long as you put yourself together pretty well, you can get away with a lot. But I think following the trends is one of the things. Fashion, it's more that way. These are NG18. These are green skulls that have been laser etched. Lots of laser etched. I told you we had requests for laser etched, so Andrew went and got y'all some laser etched goodness. I think he picked out some really good ones. I'm trying to keep up with all of your comments. You all are having some good comments here. Light yellow were the color of the pants, and that wasn't acceptable. That's crazy. Susan says, I was told I was unapproachable because I didn't wear jeans enough, just regular slacks and a simple top. The things that people come up with, right? The things that people come up with. Sandra says, I almost didn't go back. I left shortly after that. No wonder. Marion says, really, that seems rather inoffensive to me, right? Yellow pants, not a big deal. I don't know what that problem is. Michelle says, it shouldn't even matter what color. If you were covered up, not see-through, then there should be no problem. Yeah, I mean, color should not. I mean, unless you have a uniform or specific guidelines for colors. I don't understand. That's just someone. That's someone who has to belittle other people to get their way, right? To make themselves big. This is NG19, and it's these little laser etched skulls, but in this beautiful, I'm going to call this a deep raspberry color. Oh, I love the color of this. It's like a wine red or a raspberry with these laser etched skull and crossbones on them. I think we had the skull and crossbones in green earlier. This is a beautiful, transparent red. Cherry color. Beautiful. Cherry red? Raspberry red? Suzanne says, I was told I was unprofessional because I wore soft-soled shoes. We didn't even see customers. Anne says, I love the little skulls. I'm not even a skull person, but I like the skull and crossbones in that square shape. I know, right? I don't wear a lot of skulls. I'm not, I like them. They're okay, but they're not like the pick of what I would necessarily wear most of the time. But these are cute. You're right. I love them. Pretty cute. And I could see that, right? Just a little one on a bracelet here or there, or just add a little one to an earring design. That's cute. Sue says, it was a very dressy office that when I first joined, but gradually became everyday casual. I just didn't have a lot of jeans I liked. Yeah. Why should you have to? You should be able to wear what you like, unless there's a reason not to. Marion says, very raspberry. Very raspberry. All right. NG20. Ooh, excuse me. NG20. These are these little starbursts again, but these are a very, I don't know if you can see it on camera. Let me see if I hold the white up to it. These are a very light lavender glass. Very light lavender glass. And then they have the gold. Beautiful starburst. Only $4 a strand. NG20. This is the next to last. We have one more after this, and then we're done for the night. NG20. So it says people look for things to be offended about, I guess. I think it's often, especially in the workplace, it's often a power play, right? Whether it's, male, female, I don't think it matters. It's generally, when it comes down to that kind of thing, unless you're really like, there are dress codes that you're not following, it's generally a power play thing, trying to put you down or keep you in your place. NG20, $4. Michelle says, also jeans are not that comfortable to work in. They can be, but a lot of time, slacks, pretty comfortable most of the time. Marianne says, I wear jeans for work now. I like wearing jeans. For years, I never wore jeans. I wore khakis or chinos and dress clothes. And so when I started wearing jeans again, not only was my family wildly surprised, but I started experimenting with all different kinds of jeans, different sizes, different fits and materials, and some jeans are very comfortable. And this is the last strand, everybody. NG21, these beautiful kind of very ornate octopuses. I think these are so lovely. I like their kind of wispy arms. Maybe they're squids. Octopus, squid. Maybe they're squids. Whatever they are. They're only showing six of the legs, but the other ones must be behind, right? Marianne says squids. Yeah, they look kind of more like squids, right? Although I think they said octopus on the thing, but anyway, they look like a squid to me. But they look really cool. And I love this little design in the laser etching. Susan says cute, right? See if I can get that up there close. Here we are. So $9 a strand, 6 beads on that strand, little squids, NG21. 3 strands available. We have not sold out on anything. I wasn't calling out. We've had some sales here and there on these, but I just figured I'd call them out if we sell out of anything. We have not sold out of anything yet, so there's still a chance if you're rewatching this to grab some good items. Thank you all for taking a look. Let me flip this camera around real quick. I always feel weird. I know sometimes we don't flip it around to say goodbye, but I always feel weird not flipping it around to say goodbye. Hello again. So thank you all for watching, for hanging out with me, for chatting about, whatever comes up. And for those of you who claim some stuff, thank you so much. That helps keep us in business. That's the whole point to what we do. Because without being able to stay in business, we could not be sitting here chatting with you. I'd be at another job. And I prefer not to do that. So thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed these. Please share this with your friends now that you've gotten to claim all the ones you wanted, right? Please share it with your friends. Let them know that we exist. Let them know we have great Czech Glass, brand new Czech Glass for everyone today. And if you have any questions, please feel free to send us an email. That's the best way to reach us. I try to check emails almost daily. Sometimes I miss out here and there, but please do send us an email and we'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to go make something for dinner. I don't know what's for dinner tonight. I had a salad for lunch. We'll see. I got lots of vegetables. I'm going to make some stir fry or something. So thank you. Have a wonderful night, everyone. And we will see you back here tomorrow without Andrew, but with me and with something else. Maybe we'll do more of Harry's, the last bit of Harry's stuff tomorrow, or maybe we'll do some more artisan beads. We still have artisan beads from our friend, but we don't know. We're down to the point where we don't know where the beads came from. We don't know who made them. So if that matters to you, you may not like that, but if it doesn't matter to you, you just like pretty beads, we have more of those we're going to show you. So let me know in the comments if you have a preference on artisan beads or Harry's beads. They're both, Harry stuff is artisan too, but it'll be all Harry or a mixture tomorrow probably. So let me know if you have it. If you don't have any, if you don't care, that's good too. But if you have a preference, let me know. We always try and do what y'all want. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we really, really, really do appreciate you all. We love you all. We hope you're all safe out there. And if you need us, we're here. Have a great night, everybody.